The purpose of this video is to explore the Apple App Store on iOS devices and learn some tips for finding apps and searching for apps. I'm going to start by going through each of the sections at the bottom of the App Store, with the first being Featured. The Featured section is a great place to start when you're looking for apps. It includes different collections, and these collections change all the time. So you can always look here to find different collections that might interest you. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a Quick Links section. This is also a great place to start. If, for example, here's a section on just kid apps, featured kid apps, and here's an editor's choice section. At the very bottom of the featured section, you'll see an Apple ID area. This is where you can view the Apple ID that's signed into the device that you have. The Redeem area means that you can redeem an iTunes gift card if you want to purchase apps. The Send Gift option means that you can actually electronically send an iTunes gift card to another person. If you go back up to the top of the featured section, you'll see all categories, games, kids, and more. This is kind of a hidden area of the App Store that a lot of people don't know about, but it's a really great place for teachers especially, because if you click on the More option, you can see all sorts of different categories of the App Store. And my favorite section is the Education section. In the Education section, you actually have collections that are created just for teachers and other people in the education world. So you can see the best new education apps, middle and high school apps, preschool and elementary apps, autism awareness apps, and more. One of my favorite parts of the whole App Store are these sections where it says apps for middle school, apps for high school, apps for elementary school. Because if you click on that, I'm going to click on apps for elementary school, it actually divides the apps by content area. So I'm going to say I want some math apps. And then once you get into it, it even further subdivides the apps within that content area. So for an example, in math, I have measurement and data apps, shapes and spatial reasoning apps, number system apps, and more. So this is a really excellent place for you to find great, especially great content apps for your content area. Now, if I move over to the top charts section, this is where you can find the top grossing and top paid for apps, the top free apps, and this changes all the time depending upon what other people are downloading in the store. If we go to the Near Me section, this will actually show the most popular apps that are around your location. This is really good for social networking. You can see what different people around you are using for social networking. If we move over to the Purchase section, this actually shows every app that you have downloaded with your Apple ID. So this is a great place to go if you're ever trying to find an app or wonder what you're downloading or share apps with other people. The All section shows every single app that you've ever downloaded with that Apple ID. Then up at the top, if I click on Not on this iPad, this actually shows apps that have been downloaded with the Apple ID but are not currently downloaded on this device. So I have downloaded these apps before, but then I uninstalled them from my device. So this is a great way to see any apps that maybe you had to uninstall because you ran out of storage space and now you would like to go back and reinstall or for whatever reason. It's also a great place to see apps that maybe you didn't particularly like and you uninstalled them. So that is the Purchase section. And the last section that we'll talk about in this video is the Updates section. If we click on Updates, it used to be in old iOS versions that you had to manually update apps on your iOS devices. But with iOS 7, which is the newest version of iOS software, as long as you have updates turned on in your settings to automatically update, you no longer have to go in and manually update your apps. It's automatically done for you. So this is just a good section to go in and manually update if you don't have that setting turned on. But if you do have it turned on, then you probably won't need to go into this area very often.